This story is a sensational one, and one which probably, we jokingly say, belongs in a Netflix series or something greater than that. And so you will see today the opportunity for us to share with you digital media, elements of the investigation, key components that we don't normally do in media and press releases, because we do believe it's in the interest of the public, given the nature and interest regarding this. And so without further ado, I'd like to invite Detective Sergeant Mike Mavity, who was the case manager for this investigation, to speak on behalf of his remarkable team. Mike?
Thank you, Chief. Thank you, everyone, for joining us here today. My name is Detective Sergeant Mike Mavity, and I am the Major Case Manager for Project 24 Carat. On behalf of the primary investigator, Detective Gord Oakes, who's standing to my right, we would like to thank the PRP leadership for their support. And to the 17 members that make up the investigative team of Project 24 Carat, some of which are standing behind me today. Through your hard work and dedication, you have made this investigation a success. While the investigation of those responsible for this theft is nearing completion, other aspects are still ongoing. As a result, we may not be able to answer some of your questions about certain aspects of this investigation, as the matter is before the courts. Our investigation involves a stolen quantity of gold and foreign currency that were ordered from a refinery in Zurich, Switzerland. The gold and currency were transported in the hull of an Air Canada flight in an approved airline container destined for Toronto. This flight arrived at Toronto's Pearson International Airport on April 17th, 2023 at 3:56 p.m. Shortly after, the gold and currency were offloaded from the aircraft and brought into Air Canada cargo facility. At 6:32 p.m., the suspect arrived at Air Canada Cargo driving a 5-ton truck. The suspect reversed his vehicle to the loading dock and exited the truck. The suspect was carrying a fraudulent airway bill as he approached the warehouse. The image you see is the actual airway bill that the suspect produced. The airway bill is for a legitimate shipment of seafood that was picked up the day before. This duplicate airway bill was printed off from a printer within Air Canada Cargo. Once inside the warehouse, the suspect provided it to Air Canada Cargo warehouse attendant. A short time later, a forklift arrived with a container of gold and foreign currency and loaded it into the rear of the suspect's truck. The suspect then drives away. At approximately 9:30 p.m. that same evening, Brinks Canada employees attended Air Canada Cargo to pick up the shipment of gold and currency. Air Canada employees tried to locate the container, realized it was missing, and began an internal investigation. At 2:43 a.m. on April 18th, 2023, Peel Regional Police were contacted and advised the load of stolen gold and currency, the load of gold and currency had been stolen. In total, 6,600 gold bars ranging in size and weighing a total of 400.19 kilograms were stolen. Each gold bar is 99.9% pure and contained individualized serial numbers. The gold was valued at approximately $20 million Canadian based on current market value. The stolen banknotes are in foreign currency in various denominations, amounting to a value of roughly 2.5 million Canadian dollars. Investigators from Project 24 Carat conducted a video canvass going door to door and business to business, reviewing video evidence from surveillance cameras beginning at Air Canada Cargo. Working with community business owners in Peel and Halton region, investigators reviewed their video surveillance and believe the truck took the following route after leaving Air Canada Cargo. Westbound on Britannia Road East. Southbound on Dixie Road. Westbound on Highway 401. We continued to follow the truck and checked each exit that Highway 401 intersects with. Erin Mills Parkway, Winston Churchill, Trafalgar Road. The truck does not exit at any of these roadways. This continues into Halton region as the truck passes James Snow Parkway, and we observe the truck exit at Bronte Road and go northbound on Bronte Road. We continue to follow the truck northbound on Bronte Road. Eventually, as the truck travels north of Milton, it becomes more rural, and we lose sight of the truck. This video canvas lasted 4 weeks, with investigators checking over 225 separate businesses and residences in Peel and surrounding areas for video surveillance, and then reviewing the surveillance to see if the truck happened to pass. Over the last year, Project 24 Carat investigators have executed approximately 37 search warrants, 70 production orders, and interviewed over 50 individuals. During search warrants, investigators seized the following items: $430,000 in Canadian currency. We believe this money is some of the profits the suspects made when they sold the gold. 6 cruelly made gold bracelets that resemble bangles, however they lack various principles typically associated with fine jewelry. These items were sent off for expert examination and are considered to be pure gold. The total value of these 6 gold bracelets is over $89,000. Smelting pots, casts, and molds. These are commonly used in the industry to change the composition of gold. We believe the items you see here today were used to change the composition of the stolen gold bars to different forms, like the bracelets you just saw. 2 debt lists, one for $9.943 million and the other for $10.023 million. A common term in drug trafficking investigations, we believe these lists actually show where the money was distributed when the gold was sold by the suspects. These lists were found at 2 separate locations, and you'll notice we've blurred out the names. However, they are consistent on each list. We are working hard to identify each of these individuals. Some other items on the list, they have allocated money for trips, supplies, and personal items. The suspect used a 5-ton truck to steal the gold and currency from Air Canada Cargo. As the chief mentioned, that truck is behind me today. Investigators have identified and charged or issued warrants for 9 individuals with over 19 charges. Parmpal Sidhu, a 54-year-old man from Brampton and an Air Canada employee. Amit Jalota, a 40-year-old man from Oakville. Ahmad Chaudhry, a 43-year-old man from Georgetown. Ali Raza, a 37-year-old man from Toronto who also happens to be a jewelry store owner. Prasath Parmalingam, a 35-year-old man from Brampton. These individuals have been released on conditions and will appear at the Ontario Court of Justice in Brampton at a later date. Canada-wide warrants have been issued for the following individuals: Simranpreet Panazar, a 31-year-old man from Brampton and a former Air Canada employee who was employed at the time of the theft. Archit Grover, a 36-year-old man from Brampton. Arsalan Chaudhry, a 42-year-old man from Mississauga. Investigators urge these individuals to seek legal counsel and turn themselves into police. And finally, the driver. A warrant in the first has been issued for Durante King McLean for theft over $5,000 and possession of property obtained by crime. I spoke about the fraudulent airway bill when we were alleging the driver produced. Through forensic examination and through other police techniques, we identified King McLean as the driver early on in the investigation. For the months that followed in the summer, we tried to locate King McLean or his associates. That brought us to September. In September 2023, Durante King McLean was stopped in a rental vehicle by Pennsylvania State Police near Chalmersburg, Pennsylvania. After a brief foot chase, he was detained, and troopers located 65 illegal firearms within the vehicle. Since his arrest, Project 24 Carat investigators have been liaising with our friends with the ATF. We are alleging that some individuals who participated in this gold theft are also involved in aspects of this firearms trafficking.